Welcome, guys. I don't have another camera, so you guys can't see my face today, but I'm gonna include you as a mouse cam to show you guys some tips and tricks in Valor. One of the cool things that that it comes to aiming is that there's so many, I guess, things you can do to improve your aim. Labs, backs, game, other video games. There are so many things that you can have access to now, right? Back then, 8 years ago, 9 years ago, you never had that kind of thing. You had to play the game itself. It's just not so. Anyway, and there is still nothing better than just individually just playing the game yourself. But I will say there are things like aim labs that help you get on the path to improve. Now I'm going to show you guys how to improve first on Valorant itself, and then transferring that to aim labs to then try to improve on Valorant. So we're going to go into the range, which is a really good thing because in Counter-Strike we never had that. We had aimbots. But here you go, we're going to go in the range. I'm going to turn on practice mode, and we're going to have the whole line of bots. The purpose behind what I'm going to show you guys is to just get you guys accustomed to... Why is it taking so long to load? Is accustomed to your sense. So finding the right sense in this game is kind of hard, but not. Because in reality, if you find a sense you're halfway comfortable in it, if you give it time, you'll eventually be really comfortable. I know it sucks to be bad right now. I know it sucks to be bad tomorrow, but in a month, maybe less, you'll get better, better, and better, and better, and then you'll be a lot better than you were a month ago, a week ago, a day ago. Maybe, right? The whole purpose is that don't change your sense every bad day, right? You're having a bad day doesn't mean that it's the bad sense. It is just you being shit. Anyway, I've never changed my sense in the last 3 years since the game came out, obviously. The reason behind that is because I just wanted to get adjusted to it. Some pro players that I've talked to have told me one of the biggest tips is just to stick to one sense and get adjusted to it. And one of the most famous people, I never talked to him personally, but he said this as well. It's simple, the best Counter-Strike player in the world. Obviously. Anyway, one of the cool things is that I don't know why I keep saying one of the cool things. Ignore that. But what you can do is just shoot these guys in a line, and you can see how fast you do it. You can time yourself. You can see how fast you adjust when it comes to these kind of duels. When it comes to like the pink pink. I don't know why it's this one. Hold on. When it comes to the fast ones, it's actually so much harder than I thought it'd be. Okay, I'm not the best at this. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm hard right now. It's okay. It's okay. I just woke up. That's all that matters. I'm also a little sick. I can blame all this. Okay. Anyway, purpose behind that is that you can see how well I was adjusting to the person within a second. If you can't do that as of right now, then it might be your sense. If you're going from this guy, to this guy, there's no guy here. You're trying to go to this guy, then it's your sense. You're obviously having too much of a high sense. But if it was perfect, you lock on. I just locked on everybody there. You can literally just adjust to every single player. And one of the tips I used to give out, and that I did myself, is that raise your sense really fucking high to the point where, hey, it's really hard to shoot people. But wow, I'm actually not horrible. But then lower your sense, you feel a point where, hey, that's workable. I can shoot back. I can actually work with this. But I can lower a little bit more. That isn't horrid. I'm not that bad on it. I mean, let me just it by like couple less points by 100th, right? And then bam, bam, bam. Here I am. I'm shooting back on my sense, right? You can do also the inverted way. You can make it really slow and really high, right? One of the problems with the community is that there's a war between high sense and low sense. What's better, slow sense, high sense? It doesn't. In reality, it does not matter because it depends on the player you are. It's personal preference. I can't tell you high sense will be better for you or low sense will be better for you if I don't know how you aim. I don't know what kind of wrist, kind of aim style you are. My aim is a mixture of arm and wrist, so then that's why I use a medium sense. Versus someone who's a only wrist player has to use much a higher sense because his range of motion is that and that. Versus the arm, his range of motion is the entire pad, right? So the whole sensitivity problem is that slower sense, more hand movement, higher sense, or wrist movement. That's the two ways to link it up. Now, it may be cool seeing this guy, one of the wrist aimers, go, bah, bah, you know? Yes, high sense is really nice to look at. But slow sense is really easy. It also allows you to make sure that when it comes to duels, go like really slow. That if I am on a person, he's dead. I am on a person, he's dead. I am not moving that far off my angle. So it allows me to just be back. One of the cool things as well is that slow sense allows you to micro adjust a lot easier. High sense allows you to over adjust, or I guess more corrections. If I'm over flicking over here, if I'm aiming in this direction, I can flick in this position without minimal effort, right? Versus arm, it's a couple arm swipes. So the purpose behind that is because the purpose why I said that is because your aim style is important. If you're a wrist aimer, go high. If you're a arm aimer, slow. That's very easy to point it out. But then again, if you feel like you use both, then good luck finding the sense for you. But high sense is normally anything above 0.4. Slow sense is normally above or below 0.3. In between that is medium sense. Or if not, you could consider 3.5 high sense and then 3.0 low sense. But it really depends on who you ask. In NA, we're very known for high sense players because it's like literally our entire player is how fleeky, how fast we are. It doesn't matter in that. Now I'm gonna show you guys another thing about flicking. It's not all about a line player. You're not gonna be in that situation all the time. You're gonna be these kind of situations where I have to look at this angle and then take it this angle, win that duel, and then just keep flicking forward, and then make sure I'm always on point on what I'm flicking at. Just lost out. I want you to know that I did this video 4 times. I've won all 3 times, and this last time I got shit on. But yeah. I'm gonna try to win it, but I can't. Okay, it's just cursed for this video. Anyway, so one of the I'm gonna see one of the cool things as well is my transition is that we have aim labs to help us out as well. Now, aim labs is a great scenario thing because it teaches you how to wrists, your hands, teaching that motion of figure out your range of motion, right? If I want to go from this angle to this angle, or this dot, I guess this dot to this dot, I have to do this, right? Whatever your intuition is, you'll see how you do that. I recommend recording your hand and then doing that flick. And also with aim labs, we have scenarios that are Valorant. One of the key thing when it comes to this is that's why I mentioned it first, is find your sense in Valorant first and then adjust it to aim labs. You don't want to look for your sense in aim labs versus find your sense on Valorant, because it is horrid how different they are. Aim labs is not perfectly Valorant. Valorant is not perfectly aim labs. Aim labs has its own sense of style. Some of the angles that you see in grid shot are not going to be the same scenarios you see in an actual game. Therefore, why have a aim lab sense and a Valorant sense? Why not have them both united if you want to improve one game? So if I want to improve Valorant, then the fuck am I trying to change my aim lab sense to much higher, but then keep my Valorant sense the same exact way? You don't need a better ego. You need to get better at the game. Now, one of the cool things about this is that aim labs is if you go slow and take your time, make sure you hit the shot, it will compensate you. Now, although going fast will make you a lot better, going fast off rip doesn't help you improve. You want to start slow and then you'll build up speed. Well, a lot of people struggle knowing that because they see all these players go, like 10s going 150 Ks. But the whole purpose behind why he's doing this is because he's really got adjusted to it. But nobody in grid shot's gonna be really fast. And nobody in grid shot's gonna be really fast and then do the exact same thing in Valorant because hey, it's not it's technically the same scenario unless you're playing ISO, obviously. Now I'm going really fast there, and I see like a couple mistakes. Now versus if I go slow, I'm making very little mistakes. My accuracy is going to be high, and on top of that, I will build up my speed later on once I get in the groove of how fast I want to go. See, I'm building speed. I'm missing a little bit more, but I'm also a lot more accurate than I was before compared to when I was just going fast off rip. Because I got in the groove. I figured out the pattern. I figured out anything in my mind. And now I'm just doing it. Now, there's also other factors in the game and outside of the game. One of the factors is your mouse. This mouse that I have is 35 grams, or 38 grams to be precise. This is a super light mouse compared to... I got a brick out of here. Hold on. I don't know if I have a brick back. I have a brick back here. I do have another mouse somewhere here. Guess this mouse. This mouse, right? It's also wired. So my range of motion is also limited by this wire. It's controlled. Versus this mouse is wireless and super light. So I have so much full range of motion. On top of the mouse pad that I have is huge. And on top of that, a fast pad. My skates, these mouse feet, glide so much easier than it does on a slower pad, a muddier pad, right? So in that case, my sensitivity, I could have lowered my sense because of how much easier it is to move the mouse, how much easier it is for my mouse to glide on the mouse pad itself. I have less effort than it is. I could have changed my sense because I technically should have. But there's no purpose behind it. Those are the things and tips that I can give you guys. I'm not going to make this video extra long, but I wanted to make sure you guys at least knew. Alright, if you guys actually did watch this video, thank you guys for watching. If you guys actually watched the video and it helped you guys, like, sub, I guess. It's going to be a live stream just because I don't have really the best internet to post and I'm too lazy to wait for that long. I'm just going to make this.